Lizette, welcoming you to another mobility flow. We will be focusing on shoulders today, keeping them strong, more in control, and mobile. If you have a yoga block, just keep it by your mat within reach. If you don't have a block, no worries, it's not required. It just helps with getting feedback and doing some things we'll be practicing. So we'll begin standing near the top of the mat, having the feet about hip width distance apart. Ground the corners of your feet. Come into a neutral, steady stance. Arms could be more relaxed at your sides. Rest your shoulders, eyes open or closed. Draw your attention here to your space, your experience. You can consciously place your attention more on your breath, with lips softly sealed. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Making breath as even as you can. Keep it rhythmic, quiet, here for you. The breath is a tool to really remain present for yourself. Just a few more rounds. Sense of your body's alignment, how the joints stack over each other and help you balance. Sense the curvature of your spine. Now opening your eyes, continue to stand tall. We'll isolate some joints, moving through the neck first. So bring your chin to your chest. Okay, now without turning the shoulders, turn your chin towards the right shoulder. And to create a circle, we're going to slowly bring the chin up, leaning your head back. Your chin goes smoothly across to the left shoulder, and then back down to the chest. So again, just turning through the neck, chin towards right shoulder, bringing it up. Your head could lean back more. Take the chin towards the left shoulder and down. The other way, with control, turning your chin to the left, creating this articulated circle. You lead with the chin and just make one more here. Take time finishing this round. When your chin is down again, look forward. Okay, now reach your arms forward. Okay, a little wider than shoulders, about shoulder height, palms can face in. So as we move through this next thing, keep the arms long with energy. Locate your shoulder blades, the scapula, on your upper back. Let's elevate shoulder blades up. Okay, now retract or bring them in towards each other. Depress the shoulder blades down, then protract them apart. Reach beyond fingertips. Again, elevating the scapula up. Retract in towards center. Depress them down, trying to just move the shoulder blades, and then they protract apart. Okay, to reverse, retract first, shoulder blades towards each other. Elevate them up next. Protract apart. Depress down. Once more, retract in, elevate up, protract apart, and depress down. Okay, rest your arms, take a moment. Let's do a little bit for the wrists, just bending your elbows about 90 degrees. Keep your upper arms glued to your sides, palms facing up. You're trying to just move at the wrist. You're going to bring the hands or fingers in towards center. Then down towards the floor, out away from center, up to the ceiling. And again, fingers go in towards center, down, out, away, then up, carving a circle. Go the opposite direction. Fingers move away from center, then down, towards center and up. And one more time, away from center, down, towards center and up. All right, give your hands a little shake, checking in. Now, more with the shoulders, the shoulder joint. Step right foot forward, just ahead of left foot. You can keep a hip width distance side to side. We're going to use this stance to help you keep your pelvis where it is, not turning, and doing your best not to turn the torso as we move just the right arm. So begin with arms at your sides, your palms facing your body. Reach right arm slowly forward, then up as high as you can. Your shoulder will naturally shrug. At the top, turn your right palm away from center. Now begin to move that arm back as far as you can without turning the chest or torso. Okay, and then just have the arm end up down by your side with your palm still facing away from you. We'll reverse. Right arm goes back as far as you can. And then as you bring the arm up to the ceiling, turn your palm inward and reach your arm forward and down. Okay, so just make as big of a circle as you can again. Okay, just moving right shoulder and arm. Okay, so take right arm forward and up. Breathing smoothly. At the top, turn your palm away from you, so you start to internally rotate in the arm and shoulder. Bring the arm far back. The palm faces away from you. Your arm is at your side. Then we'll reverse. Bringing the shoulder into extension. The arm goes back. And then up. Palm turns in at the top. Then the arm goes forward and down. Okay, other side. You can step left foot about a step ahead of the right. Okay, press through feet. Do your best not to turn the hips or anything really. Okay, isolating left arm and shoulder. Arms at your sides, palms face the body. Reach left arm forward, then up. At the top, you need to turn your palm away from the body. So you can move the arm back as much as you can, not turning the chest. Keep your palm facing away from you as the arm ends up at your side. Reverse, slowly reaching the arm back as much as you can. Then bring it up, palm turns in at the top, forward and down. Okay, so we'll try that again. Okay, if you're starting to twist in the body, don't make the circle as big. Okay, left arm forward and up. Palm away from you at the top. Continue the circle, reaching your arm as far back as you can. Keep your palm facing away. The arm ends up at your side. Reverse, mindfully carving out the circle at the top, left arm or palm faces in, then bring the arm forward and down. Okay, let's step the feet hip width apart from each other, okay, in line with each other. I'm going to focus on the spine and hips pretty soon. Let's just shift more weight into the left foot. Okay, lift the right heel off the mat. And then when you're ready, just begin to roll your right ankle, deliberately rolling through it, through your range of motion, keeping a lot of weight in the supporting foot, so you're not adding load to the right ankle. Okay, go the opposite way as well. Okay, then step your right foot down. You can lift left heel, more weight, more load in your right foot. And we're gonna roll left ankle intentionally. You want to mobilize through the feet and ankles, keep your foundation moving and active. Okay, you want to go in both directions several times. Plant your left foot. Okay, and let's find our mountain pose. Okay, standing with purpose, with enough effort to be tall. Make your footprints an inch deeper, body an inch taller. Continue to breathe through your nose, softly and quietly. Another full round. Okay, circling your arms up overhead. Bring hands to heart center, palms push together lightly. And again, arms reach up, take up space. Hands to heart. Okay, the breath might help you move. Once more, reach the arms up. Now let's fold forward, hinging at your hips. So bend your knees on the way down. We'll take a pause in your first fold. Okay, so you're lengthening the hamstrings, knees could stay bent. More weight in the front of your feet to engage legs. Keep that weight slightly forward and take a halfway lift. Chest forward, reaching beyond the toes. Shoulders are back. Low belly toned to support the low spine. Forward fold again. Hands down, head down. Maybe maintain the same bend in your knees. Take a halfway lift. Okay, tabletop. Hands and knees down. Stacking joints. Okay, make your arms and thighs the legs of your table. They're vertical. Spread the fingers apart so you cover space with hands. Ground base knuckles too. Let's take cow next. Lifting your tailbone, lower the belly. For cat, round your spine. You can look at your belly button. Again, cow. Moving the spine more into extension. Cat, taking the spine into flexion. And you keep moving through cow and cat. And as you focus on the spine, also feel the relationship of the spine with the pelvis. How does your pelvis lead the spine into these poses? Take another cycle. More neutral spine next. And bring elbows to the mat, elbows under shoulders. Make the forearms parallel to each other, so they make a number 11. Okay, so we're going to revisit moving the shoulder blades apart and towards each other. So let's first protract shoulder blades apart. So you want to just sense the upper back broadening, shoulder blades somewhat wrap around you. Keep low belly tone slightly contracted. Now with control, retract shoulder blades towards each other, okay, allowing the chest to sink smoothly. Again, press through arms, protract shoulder blades apart. This is a very stable position, okay, to put your shoulder blades in, and let's retract towards each other. One more time, protract apart the shoulder blades, and just hold here, breathe. Step one foot back at a time, coming into a forearm plank. Yes, so dynamic line from head to heels. Firm your thighs. Resist gravity, pulling you down. If you need less weight, just lower the knees so there's less load to carry. Okay, so keeping the core intact, strong in your plank. One more breath. Gently lower your knees, then your hips. Untuck toes, coming into Sphinx Pose for a few moments. Keep elbows under or slightly ahead of your shoulders. Press through arms. You can gaze forward, maybe slightly down. Hug front ribs in to lessen pressure on the spine. Another moment in your back bend. And lowering your chest. Stack hands in front of you. We're going to place right hand on top of left, right over left. Keep your legs straight. Okay? Also, keep your hips level on your mat. The front of the hips are grounded. We're going to raise left leg only from the thigh to the toes. Your head could still rest on your hands. I'm lifting mine so you can hear me. Okay, lower left leg down. And just repeat that, using your hamstring, raise the left leg. Try to make it longer than the right. Hips are still level on your mat. Lower left leg down. Okay, bring awareness to your right elbow now, without changing the shape of your arms. Just try to lift right elbow off the ground. So you recruit stuff around your shoulder blade to raise the elbow. Lower right elbow. And again, initiating from the upper back, raise the right elbow. lower it down. One more time, lifting right elbow. Then release. Adding another layer. Your head will stay glued to your right hand. Begin to gently lift your head. The right arm joins, and your chest lifts a little too, like a low cobra. Try not to push into the left arm to do the lifting. Okay, lower with control. And then just try that again, lifting your head, right arm and chest. Breathe here. Now also raise left leg. One more breath. Lower down. You can enjoy a moment here, just resting on your mat. And then we'll switch hands, left over right, and work on re-engaging more of our back body. So first, raise right leg. Keep it long, try to make it longer, energetically reach toes back. Lower the right leg. And again, right leg lifts. Take a moment here, hips level, don't worry about height. Lower right leg down. Okay, bring awareness to your left elbow. Okay, without changing the shape or position of the arm, just try to lift your elbow off the mat. Okay, gently release. Again, lift your elbow. Okay, can you sense your upper back working, shoulder blades up? Lower down. One more time, just like that, lifting left elbow, like a little wing off the mat. Lower down. We'll add on, your head is stuck to your left hand. Lift your head with the left arm and chest. Small back bend like baby cobra. Release down. And do your best not to push into the right arm. Again, lift your head, left arm and chest. Pause here. Then raise right leg as well. Another moment. And gently release. You can relax the hips, the legs. Place your hands outside the rib cage. Hands under elbows. And press into the hands a little bit. And then go to child's pose. Hips towards heels. Knees could be wide. Maybe they're touching. You can choose your version of it today. Now shift forward into tabletop. Keep fingers apart. Mounds of the fingers really rooted to lessen load on the wrists. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Elevating the hips, hips away from hands. Both hands are pushing forward. You want to set your feet and hands far enough apart, side to side and front to back, so you feel a balanced posture, stability. Your knees might bend in order to lengthen more in your upper body. Just rest your head, looking between ankles or shins or somewhere between. Think of wrapping outer armpits down to find that broadness and stability in the upper back. And another breath. Coming up high on your toes. Bend the knees. Step or walk to the front of your mat. Feet could be together or hip width apart. Half lift, long spine, chest forward. Fold, hands and head down. Rise to standing, pressing through the feet, arms up. And bring hands to heart center. All right, rest your arms at your sides. Next we'll try something, a movement that's meant to be done with a lot of resistance and extra slowly to wake up more of our lats and shoulders and upper arms. So you're gonna take your arms up and you can make fists above you. Okay, Okay, pretending you're holding like a pull-up bar, you could turn the palms towards yourself, okay, creating these fists. Now, in slow motion, start to bend your elbows, and like you're doing a pull-up or pulling a bar down. Bend your elbows slowly, keep them close to your body, let them pass your waist, and move them back. Okay, almost like a chaturanga arms here. Then we're gonna reverse, taking the hands forward and up. Extra slow motion, continuous breath. Again, just activate, use resistance to gain strength. Bending elbows, let them pass your side body and move behind you, arms close to you. And then take the hands up to the sky. One more time, your extra slow pull up, elbows bend. Maybe this is a chin up, can't remember the difference. Elbows past your sides, pull them back, arms close. Then we'll reverse. Okay, you can rest your arms, maybe give hands a light shake, roll your shoulders. Okay, so that set of movements, it just prepared us for more weight-bearing postures. Okay, come into your mountain pose. On your next breath, circle arms up and fold forward, leading with your chest. Halfway lift. High plank next. Okay, earlier we did forearm plank, which you could always revisit. For high plank, your shoulders are over wrists, arms straight, legs long, firm your thighs. Option 2, lower the knees. Okay, on toes or knees, look and lean forward. In slow motion, can you lower all the way down to your stomach? Untuck toes. Press the tops of your feet and your hips into the mat. Low cobra. You lift your chest, little back bend, release. Just take another low cobra. Your shoulders away from ears, engage your back to lift the chest. And now hover hands off your mat. Can you keep arms close to you and hands hovering as you move the hands back a bit so they're under your elbows? Still hovering hands. Okay, now place your hands on the mat, outside your ribs. Stay or go to high cobra. You could do upward facing dog with thighs floating, chest really high, shoulders don't shrug. Then downward facing dog. Okay, press the hands forward. Now send right leg back and up for three-legged dog. Right knee towards your nose. Step right foot forward. We're going to keep right foot planted and you're on the ball of the left foot. So like a runner's lunge, hands, it could be on the ground. You might have to tense your fingertips. Reach your right arm forward up to the ceiling for a little twist. Then take that right arm back and down towards the mat. We'll do that 2 more times. Right arm forward and up. Let the twist happen and the shoulder moves. Right arm back and down. Last time, moving right arm through space. Make a big circle. And then you can bring right hand to the mat. More weight to right foot. Step left foot forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Come up to standing. Root to rise. Arms up to the sky. And bring hands to heart. Okay, we'll take another variation of sun salutation. Arms overhead. Folding forward, hinge at the hips. Half lift. Plank pose. You've been here before. On toes or knees. Think of pulling your palms and toes towards each other as you lean forward. Keep pulling. As you pull, maybe you lower halfway or all the way. Elbows graze your sides. Upward facing dog or cobra follows. Then downward facing dog. empty the lungs. No rush breathing. Take another full cycle. Left leg back and up. Left knee towards your nose. Step forward. Plant the whole left foot. Stay on the ball of the right. We don't need a super long lunge here. You can always tent fingertips or use a block. Left arm forward. Then up, back, and down. So moving left arm through space 2 more times. Reach it forward and up. Your eyes could follow the hand back and down. And once more with control. Carve out a circle. Okay, and then left hand will go to the mat. More weight to left foot. Right foot steps forward. Halfway lift. Fold, almost hitting my plant, and then rise to standing. Arms reach high, really tall body, hands close at heart. Rest your arms at your sides. Okay, a pause here in mountain pose. Okay, so now just reach your arms up. And then bend your right elbow, bringing the right hand to your upper back, maybe just behind your neck. Your palm faces your back. And then hold the right elbow with your left hand. You can press your head against your arm gently. Just trying to keep the head over the chest. Do your best to hug front ribs in. Okay, so we're not back bending. Now lift and bend your upper body a little to the left. And just stretching through that upper arm, down, the shoulder, waist, rib cage area. Stay rooted through both feet. Another breath. Return to center, arms up. You bend the left elbow. Your palm can touch your upper back, maybe just behind your neck, whatever you can reach. Press your head gently against your left arm, holding left elbow. Now we'll just lift a little to the right. Like standing half moon, creating some lateral flexion, side bending. Breathe into all of this space. That's especially in your left side. Keep some space in the right. Another breath. Rise to center, arms up. Now just bring hands to your lower back. Okay, can you feel space in your lower spine area? So keep your tailbone a bit down. And then start to lift behind your spine for a back bend. Okay, don't fall back, just put a little more weight in the heels, hips slightly forward, lift behind the spine, up through the heart. You can lift your gaze as well. Avoid dropping the head. Stay in control, strong through your midsection. Another cycle. Abdominals can help pull you up to where you started. Now simply fold forward, hands down, head down, knees bending. Halfway lifts. Okay, bring hands or fingertips to the mat. Step your left foot back. Stay on the ball of the left foot, and we'll plant the whole right foot again. Hover hands off the ground. Okay, really recruit your legs. And just take the arms back by your sides. So heart forward, arms back. Let's have palms facing up here. So we're going to just extend the shoulders, trying to raise the arms behind you. Good. Now reach the arms forward. Try to have the palms face up. Okay, this is shoulder flexion. Let's go back to shoulder extension, arms back, palms face the ceiling. And then shoulder flexion, arms forward, palms face up. Okay, let's take the arms back, palms facing the ceiling. Then arms forward, let's come up to a high lunge. Okay, arms framing your ears. Yes, now a vertical twist to the right. Left arm forward, right arm back. Keep it breathable and therefore more sustainable. Okay, simply bring right arm forward next to left. Hands down, high plank. Looking and leaning forward. You could take a push-up here, lower halfway, maybe all the way. Upward facing dog or cobra follows. Okay, meeting in downward facing dog. No hurry to get here. Okay, on your next breath, come up high on the toes. Bend knees, step or walk to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Then fold, hands could stay down. Right foot steps back. Stay on the ball of your right foot. Okay. Hover hands off the ground first. Make sure you're using your legs, pushing into the mat. Then arms back, chest forward. Okay. Torso's off the left thigh. Midsection lifted. Let's have palms face up. Try to raise your arms a little higher behind you, shoulders in extension. Okay, now bring the arms forward by the ears. Okay, and then again, arms back, palms face the ceiling. Arms forward. Strong through shoulders. One more time, arms back. Try to raise them a little higher. Then arms go forward and up for high lunge. Your chest is roughly over your hips. Adding a vertical twist now to the left. The right arm forward, left arm back. Okay, can you breathe? Keep it moving. Left arm goes forward now. Hands to your mat. High plank. Option to do your push-up on toes or knees. Meet in downward facing dog. Feel free to go straight there. Okay, I'm just offering some guidelines on how to move. You can always explore some different things or modify. Okay, stay smart and mindful. Another full breath in your downward facing dog. Rise high up on the toes. Bend your knees. Step or walk forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Now come up to standing. Arms reach above you. And just bring hands to your heart. Lower arms at your sides. Okay, so now grabbing the block, we're going to just have a little playtime with the block and get more familiar with the rhythm in our shoulder joint, gleno-humeral rhythm. So we are essentially going to move through some internal rotation, external rotation, shoulder flexion and extension. So just start with the block in your hand, right hand. Your palm is up, obviously to hold the block. You can keep your elbow bent about 90 degrees. Okay, if you don't have a block, just do your best to keep your palm facing up most of the time, or use something in similar shape or weight. While holding your block, you're going to first internally rotate in the upper arm by bringing your block towards your body. And then external rotation, take your block out away from center to the side. And then bring your block in and out. Okay, bring it in again, then out. Okay, I'll lower to my knees so you can see my arm. Now raise your block up. Practice internal rotation here, turning the block in towards center, external rotation away from center. So into center, away from center, into center and away. Okay, now we're going to work on that shoulder flexion and extension, and then eventually just combine all of these motions into a big spiral. Lots of fun. So you're gonna have your block and just raise it up. Okay, this is shoulder flexion, when your arm moves above you. Okay, for shoulder extension, you're going to lower the block by your side, okay, and then internally rotate to bring the block under your arm. Try to fit the block, and then bring your arm back. So your palm is facing up. We did this similar position in our high lunge not too long ago. Okay, reverse that, bring the block under your arm and through, then raising your arm up, shoulder flexion. Okay, bring the block down, through under your arm, internally rotate for shoulder extension. And then one more time, just raise the block up, then bring it to where you started. Okay, so now we'll combine all that internal and external rotation, all that flexion and extension. It's gonna look like this. You're going to take the block out to the side, okay, up overhead, okay, down in front of you, then shoulder extension to bring the block under your arm forward and to where you started. Okay, so trying that, you're gonna bring the block out, up, swoop it down your elbow bends so you can bring the block out away from you, more into shoulder extension to scoop it under your arm and forward. You can reverse this, going into extension first, moving that block under your arm and back, swoop it out to the side, up overhead, allow the arm to naturally rotate, and you come back to where you started. Again, you can reverse, under your arm first, shoulder extension to flexion, then back to where you started. All right, so let's bring the block into the left hand. Okay, you can still be standing. Just start with the block in front of your elbow bent about 90 degrees. Okay, block towards you, then away from you. Towards you, internally rotating the upper arm, then away from you, external rotation. Okay, keep this and just raise the block up. Now internally rotate, externally rotate. Okay, so you want to try not to just move the wrist, really move from high up in the arm, internal and external rotation. Okay, bring your block back down, and we'll do that flexion and extension. Okay, so start with the block up, then bring it down. Okay, the upper arm needs to rotate in to scoop the block under the arm and behind you. Arm behind you, palm is facing up. Try to reverse that, bring the block under your arm through, forward and up. And then again, block down, internal rotation to extend the shoulder, and sweep it forward, under the arm, and up. Okay, now can you combine all the rotations, extension, flexion, all these positions to create that spirally figure 80 movement. So you can begin at your base position, take your block out, up, internally rotate, the block moves towards center, then in front of you and down, start to go into shoulder extension, so you can scoop it under and return to where you began. And then again, block away and up, down. Ooh, try not to drop it, do your best. Scoop it under and forward. Okay, you can reverse, scooping under first, internally rotating the upper arm into shoulder extension. So you can wave it up above you, back to where you started. Try that at least one more time, starting with the block under your arm and back, up, overhead, and down. Okay, that's that, our little block play time. Nice and opening for the shoulders, and really just understanding how much range of motion and how much your shoulders are really able to do for you. Okay, so once you've set your block aside, stand up tall in mountain pose. Gazing forward, soft breath. Circle arms up. Fold forward, hinging at your hips. Half lift, long in the back. Go to a high plank, strong plank. Slowly lower all the way down. Untuck your toes You reach your right arm to your right, so it's at about shoulder level, maybe farther back, 3 to 5 o'clock. You can roll towards your right side to add more stretch to the shoulder and chest muscles, okay, on your right side. If you need less, just keep your chest facing down. Some options for the legs are keeping them long and stacked. Perhaps you bend left knee, step the left foot behind right leg. Some things to explore. How's your breathing? Return to center. Right hand by the right shoulder, left arm to the left. 9 o'clock, maybe 8 or 7. If you are ready to move on, you can roll more to your left side. This is not required. You decide the intensity, what you need, mindful of how far you go. Another breath. Return to center. Slide left hand closer to you. Reach your arms forward, at least shoulder width apart. You can start with palms facing each other. And looking slightly down, point through the toes. When you're ready, lift everything for locust. A little crunch for the back body, lifting arms, legs, breathe. Now reach arms back. Okay, maybe you can bring legs closer. Then release. Okay, looking left, right ear on your mat. Arms could drape down at your sides. Option to look down if that is more comfortable for your neck. Simply breathing in all directions. Chin to center. The next we're going to do bow pose. If you want an alternative, you could do locust again. Maybe you do locust with a interlaced grip behind you. Bend your knees for bow and hold the outer feet. Start to kick back, activating the front of your thighs. Kick back, lifting your chest. Now try to lift your thighs, kick up a little too, activating hamstrings. Strong hands here, mindful of shoulders. Kick back and up. One more breath. Smoothly release the pose, looking right. Enjoy some time here. Chin to center. Okay, placing your hands by your shoulders. Okay, to roll onto the back, we'll try the 7-Eleven hot dog, maybe veggie dog. Right arm forward, push into your left hand, and simply roll over your right side onto your back. And if you land off your mat, just scoot back onto it. Okay, let's bring knees towards the chest. Give your legs a hug, a squeeze. It might feel nice to rock a little side to side. Okay, stepping left foot on the mat, cross right ankle over left knee. We'll do recline pigeon. So we're gonna allow the right thigh to open forward, open in the hip, dorsiflex the right ankle. So right toes towards the shin, stabilizing your knee more. Okay. For less intensity, you might just push right thigh forward. For a little more, you can lift left foot off the ground and see how that feels. Maybe hands behind left thigh to pull your left leg a little closer to you. A few more breaths. Okay, softly return left foot to the mat. To stay on the right side, we're just gonna cross right thigh over left, setting up a twist. Arms could be away from you, maybe overhead or cactus shaped. Let your knees gently fall to the left. Your eyes might look right. Firm abdominals, untwist. Uncross your legs, you can relax the belly. Now let's cross left ankle over right knee. Toes back towards the shin, dorsiflex your ankle. Okay, remember options. Try pushing left thigh forward, hips pretty level. Maybe right foot off the ground, bringing legs closer to you. You could add a little more leverage, interlacing fingers behind right thigh, pulling gently. Okay, for these stretches, especially for the hips, outer hips, which are pretty large muscles, you want to give them a lot of time. Okay, so revisit this and hold it for longer when you can, and keeping a soft, quiet breath through your nose. Return right foot to your mat, and then cross left thigh over right. Choose your arms. We'll twist now with knees gently falling right, maybe eyes look left. And we'll untwist, uncross the legs. Okay, for happy baby, you can hold anywhere on the feet, maybe ankles or shins. I like to hold the heels sometimes, letting the knees be wider, perhaps wider than the torso. Express your happiest baby, taking final movement here. The body could also be calling for some stillness. And then if you'd like, and coming into your final resting pose, and choosing the most comfortable position for you, where you feel supported, safe, easy. You could use props. You might elevate your feet. Eyes could close. You might cover them. Enjoy simply being here, nowhere else, for a couple more minutes, if you have the time. I appreciate you joining me. I hope the shoulders feel more mobile and happier